just turn around and leave me. The tear in my eye drops on the floor alongside my speed. My knees are drenching in the blood I spill just to get in. When I look around me, everything I had went up in flames. My lonely way. When I look around me, everything I had went up in flames. My lonely way. I never pray to God anymore. I'd rather no one hurt me. Redemption, I have waited for you to come and drown all my sin. My knees are drenching in the blood I spill just to get in. When I look around me, everything I had went up in flames. Everything I had went up in flames. My lonely way.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Drive me around in your red Ford, shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 'cause you got me holding, rolling. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up running. And I don't to me like I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. So I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna 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 take it down. Give it to me like I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Give it to me like, 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 give it to me like.
I've been up for 3 nights. My eyes are bloodshot red. Damn, I wanna see the sunshine. It's getting to my head. One look in the mirror, don't like what I find. I know that somewhere in there there's a good guy, but he runs away at midnight. I'm sorry that I stole your car. Ain't got those tattoos on my arms that don't mean shit to me. Maybe you should pull the alarm, so I don't take it way too far. Die before I'm 23. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. My siblings are perfect and I wish I were the same. Making bad decisions, it should be my middle name. I love playing with fire, it's my favorite. Watch me burn my whole house down, not feel a thing. One look in the mirror, don't like what I find. I know that somewhere in there there's a good guy, but he runs away at midnight. I'm sorry that I stole your car. Ain't got those tattoos on my arms that don't mean shit to me. Maybe you should pull the alarm, so I don't take it way too far. Die before I'm 23. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom.
Well, this is what happens when I'm out of my
Medicine, there's collateral damage, I gotta go.
I'm sorry that I stole your car. Ain't got those tattoos on my arms that don't mean shit to me. Maybe you should pull the alarm, so I don't take it way too far. Die before I'm 23. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry,
Baby, this is do or die. Feel it in my veins tonight. Emotional suicide. You know it's an eye for eye. I didn't wanna walk like the thunder. I was on my way to going under. Swimming in the pain, yeah, I was covered in a tidal wave, in a tidal wave. But I'm a fighter, trying to take me down, I'm going higher. Maybe you've been playing with some fire, you've been playing with fire. One day you will see what you made of me. Found my inner peace. You watch it release in the dead of night.
No, sorry, not Roshan. On offlane, sorry, you lose a little bit for Roshan control because, of course, the outpost and you have to protect your offlane tier 1, but Radiant is generally the more favored side for kind of simplicity of the game.
The game flows better because, like, when you take, do you think it's all about like the safe lane tower? Because if I take safe lane, it naturally allows me to play more around Roche. Like, taking that area gives Roche control, whereas Dire playing Radiant jungle effectively takes you away from that key objective.
Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly that. And also, you don't feel that bad losing your safe lane on Radiant because you have this big open jungle to play into. But Dire, everything's a lot closer. Literally, the camps just feel a lot more condensed. So yeah, that's why Radiant is often favored.
Oh, we saw this open yesterday from, who was it? Was it?
Forgettable team.
Team
Wow.
OG, yeah, those washed up losers. They got 2-0 by Alliance. Just kidding, please don't hurt me.
They did get 2-0 by Alliance, though.
I know.
Alliance look good, yeah.
But we also have the Extremum opening. I don't think anybody is surprised by the Death Prophet being picked up this early. They do like it a lot. It's on their position 5G, but still, of course, a flex pick with that as well.
I wouldn't mind it core here, but it is still likely to be a G hero. It's such an excellent, because you can't kill him mid as an Earth Spirit when you rotate, and the silence against Enigma effectively forces BKB. I love the cast range talent, especially when you're in core. Level 15 required, of course. It's pretty bonkers.
5 seconds remaining.
It takes a while to get there.
Feels hard to play Enigma into both of these heroes already.
Ban.
He's already off to a rough start. If he gets Mars ulti, he's almost for sure gonna die. Easy target to burst, and if Death Prophet gets close, yeah, same silence issues.
Yeah, the interesting thing with like the Enigma pick here, it's like the way that you look at Navi players practicing in pubs, for example, they're showing it between like, let's say 4 and 3. But when you pick up this Earth Spirit, you kind of lose that flex. Maybe it can go to 5, of course. And I think the main reason of this Death Prophet pick looking so nice is it works really well as this 5 position into this like Earth Spirit type 4, where your job in the lane is to try and secure grabbing that pull or that quick bit of aggression. But Death Prophet, you can contest that lane drag
10
away with the creeps because
remaining.
you have that siphon. You're really quick on Death Prophet. So
It's like 320 base moves.
yeah, you're really
So
quick.
fast.
330.
330?
Yes, that's so good.
The reason why these heroes are getting put into support roles is not because of like the hero being good, it's because of like just the pure base stats, like the move speed, the armor.
Oh, yeah, because the base attack is sick as well.
Yeah,
I didn't realize you
like-
were like coddle fast. That's just crazy.
I mean, you're flying.
And for some reason, people still keep picking Pudge in
10
games.
seconds remaining.
It's like 2-8.
Girl flies too. He's not fast. That's not
True.
Well,
5
Death Prophet doesn't
seconds
fly;
remaining.
she floats. Different.
Glides?
Turn to pick.
We meet in the middle.
It's a different form of propulsion, guys. It uses what's that energy they capture in Ghostbusters?
Io's pretty fast.
It's that
And he
Phantasm.
floats.
You said Io also floats.
I'll
I
help
think his base movement's high right now. Okay, you changed the word.
Most of the
Ooh.
propulsion is from the ground up, so it's more of like a space thing, you know? So you're naturally floating, and you have to actually move yourself.
Extremum's gonna get spaced when they group up and get songs, that's for sure.
It's the
Scary
throwback.
to
10
them.
seconds remaining.
This is so beautiful to see, just because the Naga has transitioned away
5
from that core role, as
seconds
we've seen in that support role in like the European region. You look towards Roger, he's been spamming this in his pubs, going like 8 and 2. And potentially I now see this like Enigma being that 5, this Naga is flexing between that 4, potentially that core roll, 4 roll, whatever. And yeah, it's very, very strong, good reset. Ooh, Medusa into
Great carry.
Enigma.
So yeah,
Against Enigma.
Medusa loves laning against Enigma, playing against Enigma. Could be if you channel a black hole, or really if Medusa runs at you, there's no way to properly black hole a Medusa, turn to stone, it'll interrupt through anything.
10 seconds remaining.
I like the song because you're playing against DP Mars.
5
So if you're
seconds
able to
remaining.
just pick up a spot and just stop the fight, wait out one of these big spells that can help you turn things around. I wish Extremum had waited one pick to go for the Dusa, but this does allow them to keep the Death Prophet open, I guess. But I'm surprised they didn't just take a 4.
Yeah, I realized what I was saying about this Naga didn't really kind of matter because, of course, seeing this Enigma, this Earth Spirit, like there isn't really that 4 position open for this Naga. So it does feel like it is just like the carry pick, right? Unless they have some kind of cuteness.
No, Enigma can be 3, Naga 4,
Yeah.
or
We've
Spirit 5, or Naga 5,
Or Earth Spirit Core.
or Earth Spirit 4. Does Iceberg play? I don't really
I'm
see
sure
that as an
it does.
Iceberg
Okay.
hero.
It is.
Either way, there's potential that these cards can be unfolding. Naga can push into that support role potentially if they want to be kind of quirky. That's fine. But yeah, I think picking that Medusa early, like you said, it does feel a bit awkward because the matchup into Enigma, especially, it's very 50-50. If Enigma does come online, can wait out.
Well,
there we go. There it is.
That's
Yeah.
your answer.
This
Is
is
this
a
the first
counter Medusa.
anti-mage of the
What
upper
the-
division for CIS?
CIS, I think so. But what the hell? What is this?
This is
An anti-mage, Kyle.
Yeah, it's just
Agility
10
hero,
seconds
hard carry.
The benefit is their second pick,
blink.
so Iceberg can get his choice of matchup, and it'll be a
5
playmaking
seconds
hero. Because right now, making plays is like real difficult. I don't know what this Earth Spirit role in the game is going to be.
But these heroes, they're not like game dominant heroes up until the point where they have items, but their laning phase is critical because they're lane securers. Enigma secures whatever lane he goes to with that ability to reset the lane with that conversion. And then Naga, she owns any lane just because of the images, the illusions. She blocks every camp. She prevents the supports from getting to play Dota. It's very obnoxious. So Navi, they have this greed, but they have both side lanes will be automatically reset based on these picks alone.
And obviously, AM matches up very well against Medusa. Very good against Death Prophet as well at times. If her mana's too low, you just blast her.
Dire team back.
So I think the AM pick can work if their lane's stabilized. So sounds good.
Okay, ET was always one of my favorite heroes against Enigma. You just kill him, basically. You run at him throughout most of the game. You're very strong in the laning phase, and it's very difficult without a BKB to ever get a black hole off because ET is still going to get a lot of
10
usage.
seconds
And can
remaining.
just play around you quite easily. It's also surprisingly, it's
5
another
seconds remaining.
weird relationship against the Anti-Mage because later in the game, you remove all of his base armor by being near him, and that's effectively all Anti-Mage's armor because you have such high agility gain, and you don't typically build like an AC. However, Anti-Mage also just kills you, especially post-Manta. You get blinked on, you have no escape mechanism, you try to stomp, you'll get mana voided and interrupted. It's a really difficult mid-game matchup for the
But
Good against Naga illusions too, actually.
Yeah,
where all their armor
that's
is
true.
0.
like the lanes are messy from Navi because they have these Eidolons, the illusions, and it allows ET whatever lane he goes to, he's going to have that kind of damage amp to apply. And I think Extremum, they realize they can't play a slow game where they allow Navi to set up the lane slowly, you know, secure that early farm, get to like minute 15, 20, and they come online. They need a way to pressure these lanes and then to open up the game so that every time they have like Exo or they have Medusa with Manta, they feel confident to cross the river and actually start applying pressure. Because if they don't have any lane pressure, their draft looks nice and they can pressure an AM quite easily with this big team fight, the push of Medusa and DP, but they need that something to really get them confident in the fights.
Well, they can't kill him yet, is the trouble. Like, how do you coordinate a gank with Mars Elder Titan? Are you going to silence from the fog
mid here.
into a spear?
This hero right here, the Kunkka, yes. There we go. That's your answer, Carl.
Okay. It's still spooky to me. You have team fight, but I've never really liked Kunkka as an AM killer. A BKB on the Anti-Mage just makes him nigh unkillable. So Extremum are
10
going to just
seconds
need to
remaining.
play. They just kind of play really well. I hope Iceberg does something wild. It's a nasty
seconds
SF game,
remaining.
but then you just... Yeah, actually, I think you can just go SF with the Invoker band, Storm band. Need something to make plays.
The big discrepancies, though, Carl, is simply the Navi, they're basically waiting to play the game. When they get to play their game, that's when they can come strong, they can punish positioning with the Song, the Black Hole, and Anti-Mage can find those pickoffs. But if Extreme, they're the heroes that, after lanes, they can group up as 5 around this Medusa and feel confident. Kunkka can play Sacrificial and Enable, and then that is the type of map that an Anti-Mage, Naga, and all these heroes need farm, they need space. And suddenly, if you're that small...
I don't think so. I think it's a Naga ES support duo. They're last picking a mid. AM's never going to show to fights, and you are playing on a one-mistake window as Extremum. You overstep just once, you get Song, the 3-man Black Hole comes out. That's pretty much game. And you need Kunkka to play near flawlessly. And he's not going to have a favorable matchup here, I don't believe. I don't expect Navi to give Iceberg something... Like, we're not going to see, like, a Lina come out, you know?
No, I don't think we need it.
I sort of agree with Kyle here in the sense that it is pretty terrifying to get song comboed, and I'm not, unless they do a really good job pressuring it, it's gonna be really rough.
Select your heroes.
Nice little iceberg hero there.
Yeah, this is, you talk about team fight, like, you have Silencer Enigma now.
Oh.
So,
So it is going to be the 5 Naga. Okay.
yeah. The lane top is
depends.
going to be just fine for V2.
If Medusa can get her ulti off in the good times in team fights, it's gonna really delay this wombo combo stuff from Navi, but they can also song to counter it. Or,
The thing with wombo combo though, like it works well, but it works in this situation of you're defending your tier 3 comfortably. If you don't have that set up correctly, where you've not been at, like if they choose to defend a tier 2, for example, waste 1 key spell, it's all around like the song or the black hole, and they have so much reset on Extremum. Like,
I agree, but
Let's hear the final thoughts from Purge first on this draft.
I'm excited to watch the game, no matter what happens. Both drafts are really interesting. I think Dusa is a good game for her, because since her ulti counteracts a lot of team fight, but I think Navi should be able to squeak it out.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
I think my friend here was flying during the Enigma Necrobook games and does not recognize its true power. This is their Beastmaster replacement. It's general. It's going to be very effective. And yes, I get your point, but Navi don't need a wombo combo to win the game. They just need to chill and have one fight go successfully.
I'm just trying to show Extreme some glimmer of hope. I think Navi have the execution.
Oh, you're backtracking. You just got.
Oh, I forgot what it's like to work with Kyle Sheet. Oh, my no.
Let me save you. Let me save you. It is time for our first game of this best of 3 series. Let's head over to our commentary duo of Capitalist and Fog.
Yeah, why do you think I'm all the way over here, Tiga? Because, Caston, I get to work with Fog. That's a pleasure in and of itself. Fog, what do you think about the draft, man? Are you with Kyle? And it's just one fight, and that's all they need to win?
These drafts are bizarre. Extremum's draft is really, really weird for me. I don't know what the intention of it all is going to be, where it all comes together, because I feel like they're lacking quite a bit of things too here. They've got like these silences and all these little things that you can see that can be pretty good versus anti-mage. For some reason, I just feel like they're just lacking the damage or the way to kill him once he's online and actually joining the game. Obviously,
right?
He's just gonna do his own thing. But I feel like once he gets involved, I don't see how they actually take him out.
Yes.
Yeah. Once he gets once he gets a Manta, when he's activating Spell Shield in fights, it feels like there is definitely going a lack of good enough lockdown and damage to bring him to his needs. What do you think? What else is missing from Extreme?
I don't know. I just feel like they're missing like these like five hero and just things to actually make stuff happen on the map. Really, it just looks really bizarre because of the 4 and 5. I think Chu might be able to change my mind. He's one of the legendary ET players for a long time. He's been playing it years now. So maybe he can make some crazy stuff happen, but
Battle begins.
it looks like it's completely ulti reliant. And without ults, they can do absolutely nothing, I guess is the best way to phrase it.
Roger levels up his kick so he can push away Chu and get that 3rd bounty rune. Well, they're already going to start off at advantage, but look at G and Chu. They're going to make sure that the Enigma and Earth Spirit... I've seen some people trying to experiment with this. Okay, we know the Enigma is going to be denying creeps all the way from the start and trying to figure out some way to punish this. And that was not a bad volley of hits there. Pretty good damage.
Oh.
That's going to force a lot of regen.
The ET pick is really, really interesting, just because, like T was mentioning on the panel, any lane he goes to, either of the side lanes, they're going to have some type of minions, summons, etc. It's also in the matchup versus the AM, which obviously with that natural order, it's going to be cool later on. I'm wondering if he does go for something like an Ag Shard at some point in the game with like the big combo, and then he teleports in and he's right on top of the AM in some situations. Maybe that could be something cool that we don't see coming. But yeah, I just feel like Navi has all these different ways to decide when they're going to be team fighting in this game and just resetting and all that. Well, I feel like it's exactly the counter of what they're playing against for Extremum, where they have all these gigantic ults.
Kick just to secure a little bit of CS. Iceberg, his mid lane matchup is going to be the Silencer up against the Kunkka of Melojewel, which is a matchup that I can't say I've seen too often. Silencer just kind of feels like it goes in and out of attempted to be a meta core, but it never really like sticks. Never seems to stay there for long just because he is so fragile. It seems like such a hit or miss core.
And I think that's just the perfect way to describe it. It's just hit or miss. You either have an excellent game or you have an absolutely horrible game. There's really no middle ground for these mid silencers. Their early game might go well some games, and then they just absolutely fall a cliff, or they just snowball out of control and they take over the game. Iceberg really likes to play this hero. it's a pretty decent matchup. It's not like phenomenal for him, but he can actually apply pressure once he gets the levels online. First few levels, Kunkka favored, but once he gets to, you know, spam his blades and all that, it's pretty relevant how much harassment he puts.
Have you been experimenting or watching the experimentation with these various intelligence cores and trying out the Witch's Blade? Because I have to say, it is wonderful for these intelligence cores. It still straddles that line of like, okay, the damage is still better, but you're still having the same issues, which is if I get gone on first in a fight, we're gonna lose that fight.
Yeah, I like it not only just for the actual ability. I feel like its actual just passive components are really nice. Roger is actually looking to set up for mid, so this is the idea they want. Just try to get the kills on the Kunkka. I get it with these blocks.
Yeah, a little bit more, but with the TP coming in, Meljul has a Fairy Fire, so he'll be okay. Shakes it off, but G has already been forced to rotate. He's going to hand over his salve, so Meljul continue to lane.
That's always cool when you can make these easy rotations as an Earth Spirit, just keeping in the tree line. You have a hero like Enigma, self-sufficient, so you can just ditch the lane.
Yeah, we saw Viking GG try out this opener of the Earth Spirit, which is like probably one of the best roaming 4 positions, with the 3 Enigma, which I think is probably one of the most self-sufficient off-lane cores. You pretty much have a free game as Earth wherever you want.
I don't think that they had the freest game in that one, as they were playing Secret, I believe, and that was an absolute disaster, but...
tougher opponent for sure.
And V-Tune's farm bottom. I feel like this is like the hardest part when choose about their level 3 to apply the pressure, but he's already got the ring out. He's already pretty happy down here with the amount of farm he's gotten, and he's already burned pretty much their entire mana pools. Shashlo has not gone for a soul ring or anything like that. He's just having to use his mangoes, and he's got over venom, so he's just gonna be right-clicking the lane. So V-Tune should just continue to get that farm, but we do see on the other side the Medusa farming extremely well in Nefrit.
And Chu just really cannot do enough damage to threaten this 5-position Naga Siren. Her armor is just too high.
Yeah, and as soon as his spirit goes off, his armor is very low, so he has to back away immediately. I mean, level 1 spirit is just very underwhelming as they check the runes. It'll spawn top. Form celebratory by G.
I tried out the 5-position Death Prophet. I've only tried it once. I got absolutely smashed. Laning phase felt really good, but after that, I was very impressed with the way that G made it look so good going into the mid game as kind of an under-farmed Death Prophet. I mean, you're just not a core, so I was very impressed with how he was able to play so forward. Nefrit takes a bit of damage. Here's a roll in from Roger. He's going to be fine. Yeah, G doing what he can, but sadly, there's just not a whole lot of space for these 5 positions that are sort of lane dominators against an Enigma. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, I'm definitely a growing fan of this. Long key 5 positions feels like it's going to probably be the patch for that. There's people testing and seeing what can work, and just so much variety that you can do in your draft now, it feels like. You can just literally be like, all right, yeah, 5 hero, whatever. They counterpicked it, and now it's a 5. Like, always want to fly might go down here to Chu.
He does manage to pick up 2 different bounty runes for his efforts, but yeah, it looks like he's going to die here. The first blood goes over to Josh.
Done chasing him down. The Kunkka, it's a natural rotation for him as Meljul's lane is getting pretty rough, actually. Iceberg has confidently pushed him out, and he has 14 denies on the Kunkka. That's quite a lot here. And we see General, as the panel talked about, this is the Beastmaster replacement. Going to be rushing toward that book. This book is going to be pretty potent up here. Playing into the Medusa, I feel like they can actually set up for some kills early on, which you wouldn't usually expect from an Earth Spirit Enigma combo versus a Medusa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could be the difference maker.
Enigma is definitely like a distant third when it comes to the Necronomicon cores right now, but I do think your lane presence, when you just throw a Malphus on him and the Necronomicon's just able to get so much time to hit a core, like, it becomes such a free. As long as you're not matched up against able to deal with those
middle tower
really well.
Attack.
Yeah. I mean, Malefice is it's a strong spell. It does a ton of damage. I think people really overlook that a lot of the times. Like, look, General's just playing aggressive as this Enigma here because he can just walk up behind as soon as the Death Prophet leaves, throws a stun, and then Nefrit's out of mana.
Big kill as Iceberg rotates across with a haste rune. picks up some permanent intelligence, uses the rest of the haste timing, try and get back before he misses out on too many creeps, and honestly, he's going to miss out on experience of 1. Roger collects the CS for it. That was just kind of a free rotation all.
I feel some looming difficulties already coming for Extremum, as Navi's just farming without any pressure being able to be applied. I feel like it's so hard for them to set up kills. I don't know how they gank. It's fully reliant really on when Mars hits 6 and when the Kunkka decides to actually look to make moves. The Death Prop ET, they can't set up for kills. They're all just about straight up team fighting. So all this downtime for Navi is just great. Like, they're just getting everything they want in the lane, and they want to take it to later stages. If any time of passivity is happening in the game, anti-mage is thriving.
top tower is under attack.
Trying to do something about this Naga Siren, but again, mostly physical damage coming from these two, so it's they actually have kind of a hard time of killing a 5 position that was kind of thoroughly routed. They hit all their spells, and it's still going to take a little bit more to finish him off. And yeah, he's going to pop a healing salve around the corner. He's good. Power of the Naga Siren 5 position. Hey, I got a question for you, Fog, because I feel like when I see this matchup, I know I would have gotten with the double gauntlet strength into Soul Ring for this Mars versus Anti-Mage. Instead, he went the bracer route. Are you down with this?
I thought as well. That's literally what I said before. I was like, he's not going for Soul Ring, so he's not going to have to be able to do anything in the lane. I think it's a concern. As mid, setting up the boat. Rum will probably protect him. They're going to attempt the body block with the elude. And now Medusa actually has to just jungle top 2. The anti-mage, no pressure bottom. Medusa forced out of lane. And now General's going to start pressuring and taking this tower. So map is going to quickly start to shrink, at least for Nefrit, as Roger's just scouting him the entire time.
Seriously, I'm watching Always Want to Fly just like ignore these two in lane most of the time. Like, he's just able to tank hits like it's nothing.
Any other 5 position would die. Like, 100% in that situation. Just 8 armor. It's sure he gets the natural order on him, but he's still at 5. Like,
another hero that has extreme movements as well, starting off with 330. I'm totally with you. I've been trying out all these weird 5 positions because it feels like it is the patch where starting stats matter a lot more on a 5 position. You're going to watch G go down to the top lane as Malphite easily picks him off. They're going to go for the kill on Roger, but they may run out of stuns here as Roger is going to be able to get the roll away. No problem.
I think that's going to be the name of the game for a very long time, Cap. People are going to roll away, blink away, walk away from this Extremum draft because they have no ways to really catch people until their whole team fight does start to kick together. They do at least have the Mars getting the good level. And yes, he got blessed. He found an Arcane Ring, which I think that's the replacement for your Soul Ring. But it's going to be pretty reliant on him for them to set up around him. I feel like this game is so hard for them to ever slow down V-Tune.
Yeah, and it's always kind of awkward when team fights are determined by your movements, but you're in a lane that you want to kind of like stay in. Normally, as this off laner, I'd be like, guys, can you make a rotation to me? We'll take this safe lane tower, and that'll free me up to move around the map. But as it is, I don't think they're ever going to get that opportunity. Roll on in, trying to take that bounty rune. Roger picks it up, and now he dares to fight because they've got the Necronomicon from General, and they've got the Black Hole as well. In fact, they've even got potential of the Global coming in. Looks like on the other side, Always Want to Fly does die, but he is going to get picked off by Iceberg. Another -2.
Iceberg almost has Witch's Blade already. He's going to delete heroes once he starts hitting them in a second.
Illusion.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed. I think it's just look for fights around boat and Mars ult, and that's kind of it. Okay, maybe if like G gets a good positioning for an exorcism, then he can look to just try to take fights around that Mars ult, but he's very underleveled. And it's going to be them having to just accept the fact that they're not going to find V-Tune. I feel like they have to just look for just pressuring towers and just killing other heroes because it's not going to happen. You're not going to find this anti-mage. Not for a long time.
Smoke up. The Naga Siren Illusion goes first. Melojewel is distracted by it, and that leaves Roger an opening to be able to get in there. A huge nuke coming out from Iceberg with the higher levels of Last Word, mixed with the intelligence that he's been racking up. The int multiplier doing heavy work.
And they steal the stack as well. Medusa gets forced all the way to the triangle already. It does not have any stacks in the triangle. Other Titan Chu did not have time to do that this game. And now they're even taking a secondary one. Now he's want to fly the 5 position, negating that farm as General just free pushes top. Look at the state of the map right now. It's that kind of just says everything for me of how EXTREMUM has to play in these next 5 minutes or so. They're trying to fix their farm, trying to fix this pressure that's coming onto them, but they can't. I think Shashlo, he has to reset, go heal, get mana. He has to be the one to dictate where they can fight and how they can fight. But Navi can always just global and reset and stuff like that. It's just such a hard game for them now. Even though it only feels it's 4-2 and it's 2K advantage, it's just threat of Navi's draft and the threat of this AM it's gonna get massive so quickly.
I always feel so pressured if I play off lane and I'm not in Necronomicon core and the other team does have one and they're off lane. Like, I feel so pressured because I know once he gets the Necronomicon, he's going to force out my carry out of lane and he's going to take that tower, and I just do not have the same kind of power unless I just dominated the lane for some reason, unless I'm just kill after kill. It feels like I have to get so many kills to be able to take that tower, while we see from the Enigma just doing it purely through presence. Nothing else. He doesn't really need to kill anybody, it just kind of naturally forces them out.
I really like the point that Brian made the other day. It was a little bit of a different hero. I'll bring it in a second after they probably find G in a moment.
Yeah, go for the ensnare. Iceberg, is he going to show himself? He's going to wait out the stomp. Dodges it. Now starts laying the damage into G. The song does come out.
Oh my god, General's coming.
As a result, the boat is dodged. The Black Hole's going to come in, grabs the 2 of them. They throw out the global. They do manage to get off the Stone Gaze here right before that. With the arena going out, Shotgun is actually going to be able to get away. This was a great fight for EXTREMUM. All of a sudden, it looks really good, all because of that really fast reaction from Nefrit, getting off the Stone Gaze as the song failed, but right before the global came out.
Yeah, he got silenced by Death Prophet on the silencer as he's cutting up the song. I think he went too far north. It's not, the AoE is a little bit small, I guess you could say, at level 1. I think the Medusa clipped out of it for a second and got Stone Gaze off, and then just walks in, and yeah, the Black Hole's gonna bring the Medusa. Very ideal fight for EXTREMUM and something they really needed to get back in this game.
Yeah, all of a sudden, they were down by almost 4,000 net worth. Now they're within 1K of Navi. But yeah, what were you talking about, Brian, making a point about something?
Just about it was a Legion Commander lane, but I liked how he was talking about how it's the threat of the position that actually makes those other 3s better. Like an Elder Titan and a Mars, they can't pose kill threat, but let's say it was something like a Lina, right? Or one of those other ranged heroes, then it's a completely different dynamic where they can actually pressure the lane and probably force the AM out. And then sure, you don't have a Necro book, but you got these 2 strong heroes that can act.
Oh yeah, that totally makes sense. An AM with a Ring of Health, like, you hit him a few times, he's sitting there thinking, okay, maybe a Lina Mars combo, that might be enough to kill me, I'm gonna have to back out. But against this combo, you know, he could go down to probably like 700 health and still feel comfortable. He's gonna survive. Boat's gonna come in though. It looks like he's not gonna survive through this. The control from EXTREMUM as they hunt down V2.
Nice move. Blowing quite a bit of ults there, 3 of them, but G actually in a position to hit the tower because he has a single creep to hit.
Oh, Shotlo managed to find a easy kill on bottom lane. Managed to, I think I'm not sure if he got lucky or what, but he managed to spear the real Naga Siren there. Oh, just laid a ward. Caught by General with the double damage with the Necronomicon units routing him from the other side. Good gank by General, that was cute.
Unexpected one as he walked through the ward. Literally ran right through it and got him. 3 almost online.
Is under attack.
A decent moments though. 4,000 swing pretty much for them, and a 4,000 experience swing too. Gets the Medusa more comfortable toward their first item. Shabby. And they even have a blink on Shashlo now. Incredibly farmed after that last engagement, and now they can actually make moves. This is actually pretty huge. Can actually set up with his ET, and they can actually look to threaten and get a lot of kills here.
See if they're gonna go for some sort of smoke, or if they're just waiting to make a play. If I'm Mars, public enemy number 1 is probably Iceberg. I mean, damage to HP ratio, right? That guy pumps out a lot of damage, but he's super easy to kill.
Yeah, I think he should just immediately jump on him pretty much every single time in these fights. If Silencer shows, I think this is where Iceberg has to, I honestly want him to queue up a BKB as the Silencer. He needs it. Otherwise, he's just gonna get focused entirely as this.
They waited just a few seconds. The arena is now up, and look at this. The initiation. Oh, he's going to show himself immediately. Oh, the global silence stops the spear. Iceberg is going to be able to get off some damage here. Let's see if Shotchlow, he does manage to get off the spear, but the arena just fell. He doesn't get pinned at all. In fact, he kind of gets saved from that. Meanwhile, though, Nefrit, thanks to all of that, was able to survive through the assault coming out from Navi, got off the Stone Gaze, and managed to kill the Naga Siren at least. So Extremum, once again, defending and standing strong.
I mean, it's interesting how aggressive Navi's trying to make these plays when they have an anti-mage versus a Medusa. Maybe they're feeling a little bit like they have to make these moves because of the silencer, but that felt a bit forced to me, the way they were just diving forward for it. They had no idea that the smoke, that the rap... Actually, I think they maybe had an idea that the smoke was even happening. They had that ward there, but
has been killed.
a very aggressive kind of setup for them there. It almost hurts them a lot more than just losing and always want to fly. They almost lost Iceberg as well. Yeah, I feel like it's just over-aggressive when they have an anti-mage. Could be playing a little bit more passive. They're about to counter-initiation with this Nog and Enigma.
Step lively now.
Unless they see the dream setup.
So, in your opinion, if you're looking at this, the spear, okay, that's gonna stop them, and they're gonna be able to cap with the X, no problems. It is gonna go down. So, if you're, in your opinion, Navi could probably chill out a little bit more. What is that timing that you want them to get aggressive with the AM? Is it after Manta? Is it the +1 item? What are we talking?
With Manta, I think he can turn up and just, if you find a situation, you just get a good mana void in the back line. With Medusa, Nefrit dropped to 0 mana in the last fight, so he can't look to get involved and just do a cleanup when he does have that Manta. But
Radiant structures.
Jiro's starting to get a decent amount of momentum here. I love this build too. Melojul, the Solar Crest on the Medusa, just accepting his role in the game.
Yeah, that was something that T-Gumdar was kind of talking about in the composition of the lineup. He said, you know, one nice thing about this Kunkka is that he can be a little bit more of a supportive build, and they just play entirely around this build. Rotating over, trying to make that fast move up the top. They're going to catch it. Advantage. Hot, speared up. The sounds goes down. They have the boats just to ensure that they do indeed get another kill onto V2.
Was that, did the global just come back up, or was it just late? I know it was on cooldown for a slight moment before that. I didn't. Then it came out late. Right. Roger. Catch with General. Blink away, and Extremum will get away and get another big kill onto the anti-mage. Nefrit getting all this downtime here to farm, while the AM is dead off the map. He's got better timings than him. He's gonna be able to pass ahead of him, at least farm, which usually does not happen on Medusa.
I see Melojul is like, they've been clearing up some other stacks as well. Ju's been doing a good job of finding these small stack openings in kills, so it's like everyone is a decent amount of farm now on Extreme.
Even G, look at this, takes out a tower. Almost has a Ghost Scepter for him. Pretty decent farm for a 5-position Death Prophet. And it is just going to be drums on Chu into Aghanims. I wonder if I'm still curious if he does do something with Shard. I want to see it because I think it actually has. When you have something like Mars, amazing setup for fights, as he walked into General.
So I was just about to ask you, what do you think about the way that General is playing? General seems to have this idea of the Enigma Necronomicon as being kind of an oppressive farmer, where he just takes over certain areas of the enemy side of the map, and he says, I'm going to farm this around this high ground. If you walk into me, you're probably going to die if you're by yourself.
I feel like it's over aggressive in this game, but it's typical General though. That's how he likes to play. Extremely aggressive. Sometimes it does hurt him a bit in the games, but that tends to be the way that I always see General have his best games, when he's hyper aggro. This time it's definitely punishing them quite a bit here, as Extreme had like the last 7-8 kills or something in the game. It feels like they've just been getting all the perfect setups.
Yeah, seriously. The last time they killed somebody, G's Death Prophet around 17 minutes.
Yeah, and do you see what the Medusa just queued up? Hey, we got a Rapier queued up.
I like that.
So that's when we had that one patch, that one phase where Medusa was really like popular in the first 2 picks. When we had this, right?
Yep.
You take Roche, take a Rapier, end the game immediately right afterwards. So I guess that's the direction that Extreme wants to go, because they know the anti-mage eventually later on is going to take over. So if he does want to go for that approach, I don't mind it.
I'm okay with it because it's playing to win. At the same time, I feel like Animage is such a good counter to Medusa in some ways that like, and it would have made me more skittish about giving my carry the go-ahead to buy that item. You know, I probably would have been like, do we really need that? Like, I feel like the game's going pretty well. I mean, Kyle is right then. They literally will only need to win 1 fight if he goes Divine Rapier.
Yeah, if he commits, that's gonna be baller. Honestly, that's. I don't know what else to say. Really, that's the risk taker.
Yeah.
As V-Tune, Manta's done. He's looking to get involved now.
They're gonna break the smoke. They smoke themselves, immediately run into the Song. Now they're a little bit split. Only 2 heroes set up for the potential black hole, which isn't here just yet. They're going to get off the managed Manta into the Stone Gate. So that's going to reset the team fight. And in fact, it's looking a little bit awkward here as they're easily going to be able to kill I Always Want to Fly. At the same time, Chu did die very quickly. Oh, Chandra finds the opening here. And to get the spear onto General. The follow-up silence should be there. No way General's going to be able to get off anything else here. And Fogged, I got to feel like that was... I mean, where was General if they were going to go for this smoke play?
Radiant are scanning.
That was, I mean, it's just weird. It's weird stuff coming out from Navi a little bit with their setups of these fights. I mean, the global too, it's just, their spell usage is not coming out the greatest at all. It's Extremum. Theirs is coming out perfect. They're always just getting the Stone Gaze off, and Nutford just has them walk into him. And we may honestly see Rapier picked up and him look to ending. He's committed. He bought the relic.
Yeah. There's no turning back now. Not going to go a Radiance Medusa, so you're committed. And this pick off on Iceberg is going to be massive as well. After just winning that team fight and taking that Roche on, they make a play at the same time as taking that Roche at bottom lane, getting a pick off on Iceberg like that. Looks like Shotbo may pay the ultimate price for it though. A stomp's going to come in from Chu, but Roger was really fast on being able to rotate over and making sure that Chu was not going to be able to get off that stomp, and now he's going to be caught as well. 2 down for the price of 1 silencer. It's not the worst thing in the world, especially to get this tower.
Not bad, not bad. They don't see the courier in a little bit of a risky position. Medusa. Look at that.
He's hiding the full, like he did not pick up that item and be like, okay, this will help me farm a little bit faster. He's holding that sacred relic to complete surprise factor.
Yeah, it's got to just be the full out GG push with the Aegis, or an attempt at that. Just full out go bottom with everything. They're definitely worrying though, because it's
there it is.
That's where you're setting up Navi to get their actual combo off. They have to be very careful how they stand.
Sell a Wraithband.
There we go.
There you go.
He actually committed. I mean, okay, well, let's see it. Let's do it.
And now, is he going to show... Like, I feel like he did such a good job of hiding this whole play. I almost wanted to see them smoke immediately and not
They have
show.
a ward on it, but Extremum doesn't know that, so. But Navi is going to be 100% aware of this Rapier push that's coming on right now. How are they going to react? I mean, setup, they can still set up for the song play.
Yeah.
It's just now Navi can maybe get an even better setup, an actual appropriate one, rather than just straight up forcing it. Extremum has to be very wary of how they stand together.
Okay, so if they're going to song Black Hole the Medusa, who has to be like outside of that black hole? Who can possibly stay? Because the problem's going to be there's a global silence as well covering that black hole control.
He's got the 2 lives, and he's got his Stone Gates has covered him really nicely. It's hard for Navi to actually commit on this, and the tower, like the Brax is going to drop incredibly fast. Shoshlo in perfect. Look at Chu's positioning too. Like Chu and Shoshlo know exactly where they need to be standing in this to cover, because they have the Earth Splitter always too from the back lines.
It's just going to be a lane here. It's kind of looking like it. V-Tune may have made the call that he's not ready to fight just yet. Tier 2s are still up in the other lanes, so it's not like Extremum can really go for more. I think they're going to try and wait out this Aegis.
And this rapier pickup
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
is working for sure.
He's mine.
Putting Navi just completely on the back foot to want to jump into any engagement, because everyone will just die if they mess up that fight at all. General has gone for Blink Dagger, not for going for this BKB or anything like that. He's just going positioning. Stone Gaze, of course, still going to be going through that BKB if he did have it, but it would cover against everything. Fragile.
They could finish up the Meteor Hammer on Always Want to Fly. That'll be another form of control immediately after the song.
Right, but Extremum is just barreling down the lanes. Just next Thrax. No, Navi, your hand is forced.
Okay.
Radiant's
You gonna make the
middle
call
tower
here,
is under
Fog.
attack.
A minute and a half. Are you going the full lane of barracks here?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think they should commit.
An opening on Roger, but he's got a BKB, so that now means no arena. That makes this push, I think, still a little bit suspect. You know, like, you do not want to get caught inside the enemy base when your Aegis fails.
Dire's top tower is under
They
attack.
forced the AM back. I don't know if they saw him just yet, but that is a pretty big step that they're able to move him out of the map. I mean, they're gonna keep poking, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got a minute left. They're forcing. Risky.
All right, this tier 3 is almost dead. Effort.
Radiant's middle
He
tower
is
has fallen.
relatively healthy with 18 wand charges in the bank as well. Navi, 40 seconds left, and it's looking like they're going to get full lanes if they're not careful. B2 is going to go and start burning away some of that mana, but not fully commit. Song of Siren's going to go out to make sure the Enigma survives, but the Enigma is not in a position to get the black hole immediately afterward. B2 is going to go back in, goes ahead, pops ultimate, doesn't even come close to being able to kill the Medusa on her first light. Meanwhile, Roger rolls in real deep to try and catch the Mars, but doesn't quite get him. In the end, Extremum are going to back out with that melee barracks down and 10 seconds left on the clock of their Aegis. They're going to regen up without losing anybody.
Just Navi again, weird spellcasting coming out from them. Just even there at the end, Roger, he rolls in, kicks the Mars out of range, magnetize, and then pops magnetize. I mean, if he just popped the magnetize, maybe he can get like a trade kill or something. Definitely some misspells coming out from Navi and Extremum. They're taking advantage of all of this. Just they're itemizing for ending the game, right? Vlad's now for G2. Paladin Sword picked up for Nefrit, a very nice RNG for him, but yeah, set up to just be all together, never split up again.
Where Navi could win the game. Oh, shot blow. Came so close to stopping that Blink Dagger. But instead, General was just a little bit quicker. Extremum missed out on potentially a really big pick-off there.
They have to stay together, though. This is Extremum Blood. You can't split up anymore. It's all about this Medusa. Just everyone needs to hug her. Just smoke, constantly look. You have bottom forcing the entire time too, so cannot split away from her.
Song is still not up, so if they start any fight with good opening here, G runs for the illusion rune. His smoke breaks on the animate.
Dire are scanning.
Scan coming up. G is stepping pretty far up. Eva has moved away, but they have to actually go to the bottom lane. And B-Tune looking for his next item. Starting to get a little bit behind. These fragile heroes, like Iceberg in general, they're trying to get into these fights, but I mean, this Rapier is just doing way too much damage to them. Try to even just poke and prod at all. Now Shashlo even has a BKB. Okay, that's a fortunate pick for Nefrit. Elven Tunic versus an AM. Beautiful. Talent already kicking in too. That evasion. Kind of proves.
I kind of feel like, Fogs, we needed a BKB on the Enigma, right? Because of this Divine Rapier play, he has to black hole the Medusa, I think, off the Song. But with two BKBs, one on the Kunkka and one on the Mars, they're going to be able to shrug off the Global Silence and stop his black hole.
I'm curious of why he went for the blink first. I think just a couple too many reckless plays in general completely tripped up his entire game. He was so farmed and then his farm just stopped. Didn't find the opportunities and he was just playing too aggressive. And now Medusa also triple BKB cores on the side of Extreme.
Can you get BKB off before Black Hole stops you after Song?
It depends on when it's all cast. Usually they cast the Black Hole right before the Song ends, so shouldn't be able to get. My brain got confused.
Like a G. Barrel up high grounds. He's got to go Scepter. Like that. I'll do it. They initiate on him, which is kind of what he wants, as long as they're not going on the Medusa. Songs are gonna go off.
General.
They do have shots low here. They can definitely get a two-man black hole. Melojul running forward, but he pops his BKB, and the global sounds came afterwards. They do manage to stop the black hole thanks to the stone gaze going off from Nefrit, and as a result, General Spear falls down. He's going to get popped, and who else is gonna be on the menu here? Always want to fly on the run around this Roshan pit. They're trying to kite out this team because V-Tune is on the run right now. They know Nefrit has no mana whatsoever. The arena goes off, but V-Tune jumps to the other side. Trying to get Nefrit playing on the walls of the arena. Managed to kite out the AEM. V2 needs one more hit. Shotflow, he's trying to provide it. They do manage to kill. Iceberg falls as well. An ultra kill for Nefrit. And General, who bombed back, is going to look to be able to claim the life of Shotflow. Roger rolls forward as well. Even without their cores, they were kind of all in to try and catch this Medusa. But Nefrit plays its safety TPs immediately after a successful engagement.
What a Mars ultimate. Oh my god. He literally pushed the AM just... I think he would have gotten the kill, and that would have changed absolutely everything if he does kill Nefrit there to get a rapier, but the wall pushes him out once or twice. And I think they did get the BKBs off after the song, right?
I think so too,
The
yeah.
hole was down and they still got it off. I mean, I haven't seen that one
Radiant's
before,
middle
but
tower is under attack.
I guess now you can frame perfect that you can get it off before it does hit. That's... I haven't seen every single time at least.
And did he also get off Stone Gaze? Or I felt like the black hole was a little it didn't go the full duration, or did it?
I think it did, but it just they had the immunity going. I don't know, that was weird. But now it's a 7k gold lead, now into the pit.
Man, I thought they were gonna win that fight for sure when I saw Melojul pop his BKB. It then got global sound, so I was like, oh no, they don't have anything to cancel it, but it just didn't matter, man. Nefrit just bossed through that one, and now he's gonna be able to get Aegis and Cheese.
Even with like Chu was trying to predict where the Enigma was gonna be with an Earth Splitter, and they whiffed that one too, but it didn't matter. They had enough inside of that fight, enough survivability. New BKBs, and that was pretty much fresh BKB. Like Nefrit had just gotten it when that whole thing kicked off, so perfect timing for him.
All right, well, honestly, Fox, I don't know how they win this fight because they had a hard time winning these fights before when the Aegis expired and they couldn't quite find the opening. Now we're going to have Butterfly and an extra life on Nefrit. Like, this next fight is so much harder than...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Black hole just straight up, no Saga Siren. Immediately the global sound's going off. Shotflow pops his BKB, spears up, managed to stop it. Nefrit, though, still has that Aegis intact. They didn't manage to bring him down. And General, he's going to fall. V2 brought back. No, Manta to dodge that X pull back. Very nicely done. The Song of Sirens going to allow them to reset here. Nefrit, he's going to pop his BKB. After all, he's got the Magnetize on him. Roger does manage to roll away. Okay, some decent resources expended here. Let's get to see if they can actually bring down Shotflow. They should be able to, no problem. The rest of Extremum are gonna back up. After all, Nefrit totally out of mana, not feeling comfortable with this situation.
They X'd him. He's coming back.
They tried to give him the bottle as well from Melojul just for that extra bit of regen. He's here, full mana.
You can still see how much respect Extremum is giving. They're actually going to buy back with Shotflow. They want to end the game. They want to get these mega creeps with this. They don't want to give Navi any type of chance to come back in this game. Do that with a fresh Aghanim too. So that should be really nice for even more damage.
V-Tune's got to find an opening on the back line somewhere because without Black Hole, I don't know how they stop Nefrit.
He's on Shotflow. Taps the once and then runs.
Okay.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They got to do something though. These buildings are going to die very quickly.
Blip is down. Nefrit goes for his final push. BKB activated by Iceberg. That's going to be forced by Shotflow. The arena going out. Nefrit already popped the showcase. The back line though. V2, he gets locked up. Stoned up and is going to fall with the boat coming in. Immediately buys back. Playing the back lines where they can. 45 seconds still. The Black Hole. They're going to have to make this fight work without it. Meteor Hammer into the Malvis. They burn him out of mana. Nefrit gets popped, but that's only the first life. Roger, they got to go in fast before Nefrit comes back up. The back line. V2's immediately going to go for G. The global sound's going off. Manta popped up. Nefrit pops the BKB and turns and fights. Immediately Navi disengage. Losing nobody in this situation. See if they actually pursue or if they're just happy with being able to force it. No, D-Tune, he really wants to be able to get
middle
this.
tower is under attack.
Him and Roger can catch them here with the stones recharging. They might be able to get one of the cores here.
D-Tune, he's still pushing forward, but Roger isn't there. Uh-oh, he's gonna be caught by the X. B-Tune, he's gonna have to mantle this, and he does.
Oh
Once again, the perfect timing from B-Tune to keep himself alive and keep Navi in this game. The saw, he's too fast.
Kick him forward, Roger.
Oh, they kicked him forward. They caught him. Can they actually do something with it? They've got the black hole, but I don't think they have the vision. Now the spear up onto Roger. Roger's going to get popped super fast. That's going to be a beyond godlike for Nefrit as they look for more. Two beating the crap out of Always Want to Fly. The Naga Siren does go down.
They were able to restart and get away. Navi could not chase out. That was, they had to get more out of that for Navi. Now it's 40 seconds, 60 seconds on the two supports. That's likely just the mega creeps. They can't hold without these two. They're gonna have to do something very reckless on Navi to try to stop this push here.
Yeah, General tried to cut the waves, but bottom's pushing in. They still have a wave of creeps at top as well. Nefrit charging forward. They spoke up because why not? This is going to be their last fight of the blink. Initiation on Iceberg. The spear into the torrent. The boat's not even needed. It's just the fanfare on top of potentially a game-ending black hole going out. Nefrit, they're going to catch him. No, the stop was already placed for two. Now, turns his damage on a B-Tune with Nefrit. They make mincemeat out of that AM. He goes down, and EXTREMUM take the upset here in game number one, bringing down one of the favorites of the CIS DPC, Navi.
Gotta say, I did not see that really coming. I thought that Navi was going to be playing a lot more patient when they had their anti-mages just getting all this free farm, but they forced the issue a lot of times, and EXTREMUM was prepared in all of those situations. They had the whole entire team rallied. They played exactly the way you should play a Medusa lineup. Just everything is about that Medusa.
In the dead of night. You can save your alibi. I already know you lied. Oh no, no, don't even try. Watch the flame in me ignite. You didn't wanna walk the plank. But then ready or not, it came. Baby, it was dark, it was hard to see. And that's when a spark lit inside of me. Oh, I was lost from reverie. One day you will see what you made of me, what's inside of me. Oh. police.
structures are fortified.
队友呢？队友呢？队友呢？
Watching ESL 1 powered by Intel, and EXTREMUM took the first game of this best of 3 series. They are on a roll. Let's see if they can close it out with a 2-0. We are heading into the draft of the second game. We're joined by Kurt on the big screen, and we have still got Kyle and Tiga here as well to talk you through all the different strategic. Very smart, but then it was just things. And we have got some heroes on the board already as well. EXTREMUM once again get their hands on Medusa Purge. That surely... Oh, what? Okay, we are having the same opening for Navi as well.
I was going to be like, you know what? I don't like Dusa as much if there isn't like a hard counter team fight ultimate on the other side, and then Navi just picks it anyway. So, yeah, I'm cool with it now.
This is like just straight up in their wheelhouse too. EXTREMUM, like they really build their draft around one of these big tanky plus damage game winners, specifically the Dusa, the Alchemist.
Tell me more, Kyle, please.
And what was the third?
The one that I was telling you. Oh no, it's fine. Don't.
You guys missed
Medusa,
it,
Alchemist,
but,
and Bristleback.
There you go. They're all the same concept. But
Kyle is one of those people that steals homework from other people and claims it as their own, and this was obviously the homework of Tiga in this.
Kyle sits beside me
the other day.
5 seconds.
I do the group project. That's me. That's who I am.
There is also always in every group project one person that works a little bit less than the rest.
I'll present it to the teachers, guys, but you do all the hard work and I'll do the presentation.
You know what's funny?
We understand.
That's actually, I love to do the presentation.
I know.
Secret, all you kids out there. If you, people have like a lot of social anxiety about presenting in front of people. I have that in like real life, but on camera, it's like I'm free as a bird.
Yeah, bravado takes you pretty far in life.
If you present first, you always get a minimum of a beep, because you were the brave one who went first and like set the bar. And pretty much every teacher's gonna say that deserves at least a beep. Try it at home, kids.
Class where I need it.
This draft, though, it does show me that both teams heavily respect what they brought to the table in that previous game in regards to Navi and their just comfort in this opening, and the idea that they didn't really care too much about the Medusa. Sure, they lost the game, but I feel like reviewing it, they know that they mucked up with their poor fights. You know, we looked at the 12-minute fight, the 21-minute fight. They're crossing that river and going aggressive. Like, their draft, their idea was good. Just was execution. And that's why they haven't really shifted away in going into game 2. Yeah. And it helps them. It helps them have confidence coming into the second game.
I can totally see a breakdown of Mag looking at the team a little disappointed. Like, you guys lost that. Like, don't get me wrong, the Rapier play, like, EXTREMUM earned the win. But that dive mid that Purge so eloquently broke down was just unnecessary. You can just kill the tower. Like, you're not feeling any pressure, and then you end up losing 3, waste a lot of time, and then the Rapier gives them that window to go win the game. But yeah, picking Enigma and Dedusa again is probably not what I would have recommended, but Maybe they're just confident.
Yeah, it is a sign that
seconds
they
remaining.
don't think that that was a weak point in their draft. That they think they messed up rather than anything else. And you know, maybe they
But
got a stern talk
why-
with Mag, and Mag's like, "You're gonna do this again, but then better."
Here's the question: why not Beastmaster? That's what I don't understand. I'm thinking, okay, you wanted this creep hero. I understand Necrobook against Dusa, the early tower pressure. Why not Beastmaster?
Because Enigma is the better version in this scenario. Because Enigma
Against
has,
Medusa?
Yes, because the team fight, the Black Hole, the only reason the Medusa felt good was the comfort of the Aegis. Without Aegis, then it's a completely different
But
story.
you can make the same argument. Why not just roar her? Then BKB isn't even effective. Like
10
Beastmaster is just straight up
seconds
1-to-1 a better hero against Medusa.
do the same thing, but it's the I think the
5
comfort going
seconds
into portion.
remaining.
Just like die in one roar though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a disable, yeah, but like the damage output, it's not even close to comparable.
Yes.
I mean, I guess if you include like your whole team being there and you have aura, yeah, it's equivalent. But like Midnight Pulse Black Hole is just so much, and it's more than one hero.
It's also why Zeus is pretty good against Medusa, for the idea that Medusa is like this turret. She stands still, she fights. You know, you have this Nimbus, you have this percentage damage. Like, it helps a lot.
Team
So,
pick.
I get where you guys are coming from, but
Thank you.
I'm reasonably certain if you polled every captain in the European Division 1, they would all be choosing Master over. Just in terms of how it plays. Simply because Enigma never has the ability. You have to be the one getting Medusa off guard or wait for Stone Gaze to fall to be able to successfully alter.
10 seconds
complex
remaining.
game. Swings and roundabouts. People hit spells, people miss spells. Carl?
Dota 2,
5
not as
seconds
clear
remaining.
cut as it.
Dire team.
So General's Beastmaster is like his best hero.
Dire
Hey,
team.
Phantom Lancer. That's one of the few ones that is still a diffusal builder, but I always thought that Medusa, like, yes, Phantom Lancer is great at burning mana, but I always thought that Medusa with Split Shot was pretty decent against Phantom Lancer. Am I wrong in that one?
Well, the Rapier build is likely what they'll go for again, and it pretty much
Navi,
negates the
turn
PL
to
evasion
battle.
talent. You can't pick it up, and you kill these illusions in like one hit.
Yeah.
I think the nicer thing is that PL can disengage a lot easier if in danger versus what AM. AM kind of like, if he doesn't get his reflect off or get a blink off, then he's kind of,
Yeah.
In terms of like the strategy, though,
10
it's going to be the same
seconds
kind of thing from Navi. They need to get this PL to a point where he can fight. They need to ensure that they don't
5
lose the map
seconds remaining.
due to this Medusa having this fight, because PL will later into the game just be able to outplay them. Sure.
Yeah.
And you see Extremum, they push towards like a Darkseid instant response. They had no time. They literally snap-picked it because they know that they just need to play a strong lane with a Nyx +1 and get that ball rolling where they have these auras, these enabling items, and suddenly Medusa
10
is pushed
seconds
into that
remaining.
high ground area.
No, it's a really good point. And the thing about it,
5
the
seconds
AM,
remaining.
well, Split Shot might kill illusions, but then that means the Split Shot's hitting illusions, not enemy heroes.
Navi,
So it's just better to
turn to
cover your
battle.
team. AM, you saw him blink in, but if the Deuce is able to just auto-attack, that's still not an advantageous trade. And I like the DS Nyx because this top lane is going to be exploitable. It's Disruptor PL. Like, you're going to back lane, you're going to be able to pull creeps, pressure Phantom Lancer, and it allows you to get these team fight items and auras that
10
are so
seconds
necessary to
remaining.
make your Medusa into the game winner.
You've not said your catchphrase yet, Cup.
What?
Where's the
5
damage? You know, like, look at
seconds
Navi's
remaining.
hero.
Catchphrase.
Where? Yeah, you say quite a
You're
lot.
making
You do
that
know
up.
you do.
Yeah,
See,
you do.
Shiva just nodded. Purge clearly
it's like your
nodded.
eighth. It's like your eighth catchphrase.
Yeah, but like he says so
Not like
many,
super
right?
common.
Purge, like
It's not top
Yeah,
five.
exactly. It's just less common, so he doesn't recognize it.
It's just, you know, just hit the soundboard. That one also
Can we
comes
hear
out.
it at least? Can we
That's
please say it?
actually a
Carl?
good idea. I want to say, I bet I could get through a whole day.
Mhm.
Just 64 inputs. Maybe not even 60, 30.
You know, we can actually
don't know
make
if
that
that's
happen.
10
We can give you a
seconds remaining.
soundboard, maybe, hopefully, where all you do is press
5
the
seconds
soundboard.
remaining.
Uh-huh. Why is that wet?
This job security is insane.
It's because of my legacy.
The
of
bravado, the
management,
previous.
the
Wow, this is a really
Yeah.
succinct panel. We really
Yeah,
did a
yeah,
full
yeah.
story arc of Kyle's career.
Yeah.
All right, so we were looking for a mid matchup, although I guess Void Spirit will be the mid coming out from Extremum, and that means, well, I don't know, because
Could be a 5.
could be a
G would
five.
play it. I don't think he should, but he could.
But if he doesn't want to play any on the board, he can still go for Death Prophet.
Yeah, this is where they pick like Death Prophet and flex the Void Spirit and the DP between both roles.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Navi in a difficult
Yeah.
position. It could easily be done.
It's a
Because
really
what
good
is
CP
good-
game.
What is good against Void Spirit mid that they will then counter in their last pick so they can be flexible? That's the question. They're taking their time here too.
I will say, I don't know why. I want to see, is Invoker banned? No, it's not. It's going to be Invoker or SF for Iceberg on the side of Navi. I think Invoker is probably the best It's a little annoying against Nyx, but it's just so damn good against Deuce and Darkseer. You can feed a little bit the Void Spirit, but I just think they'll consider that a higher value pick than SF. I'm a huge believer in SF with just Arcane Blink BKB. Like, this hero is absolutely absurd.
Just 11,000 net worth past your core.
We're not talking about math here. We're talking about Arcane Blink BKB.
Carl's factoring in the fact that they don't go for these fights like you highlighted, and that they actually farm a bit more.
That's the Chavash tree, which means it's a G Nyx assassin.
Yeah, it's open. Nyx and tree could be 4 or 5, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's whatever happens. But no, I like the idea. It's a bit more aggression. But Navi, they do lack a lot of damage. They need this
10
mid laner that
seconds
can
remaining.
put up a fight. And unfortunately, I kind of agree with Carl, just
5
because
seconds
the other
remaining.
heroes that Iceberg plays, it hurts to play into the likes of a Nyx assassin. It's why Nyx is so potent in this patch. You pick it first, and suddenly your mid laner's crying about 8 heroes to come.
It's just a perfect invoke game. No.
There you go
Wow.
for the DP.
Okay.
Alrighty then. All right, Purge, what do you make of this one?
Well, it is certainly a lot more damage. There are a little bit of disable issues on Extremum outside of like Nyx Void Spirit. So I feel like with enough HP, Yules, or a BKB, Death Prophet can be really aggressive here, and it's gonna make it feel to play. I kind of like it. I think I like Extremum's draft a little bit.
All right. Thank you very much. Kyle, you backed Navi in the previous game. They are having the same sort of plan. Do you still back them here?
Comfort zone, I think Extremum, they're right in their wheelhouse, and I understand the DP pick. It is good matchups, and it conceptually is nice against Medusa, but I remember losing to Vici Gaming a whole bunch, picking our DP first two. They would go Medusa because at a point, you just can't kill her, and the Death Prophet needs to be able to run into a fight. That's not possible when there's a Medusa just standing there as a turret of damage, solar crested, aura'd, tree roots, tree armor. Like, you're not gonna kill her.
I think this tree pick will do quite a lot to dismantle that early pressure you need to open up the map for PL. I think, like Carl said, that the Medusa is so strong. But this time, Navi, they learned why they messed up in game 1. They have the exact type of heroes to do the exact strategy again in game 2.
Yeah.
So I think they should come out swinging. But yeah, I just like Extremum what they have.
All right, well, let's see if Navi learned from that first game and if they can this time deal with the Nefrit Medusa, or maybe Extremum is just going to run away with this one 2-0. We're going to find out with our commentary team of Cap and Fog.
Yeah, it certainly says something about the way that Extremum views Medusa. It's certainly not one of the cores that I would think of in just 1-2ing, but maybe they got some confidence from that game 1, Fog.
They're big fans of this hero too for quite a long time. Even like going through their past games, like they always have like these little situational games where they open up with the Deuce and they kind of force the enemy hand, and they have this really good understanding of how to play around it. So yeah, they're going for this several buffs, it looks like, with that tree pick and with the Darkseer to guard the Deusa. Again, a little bit of a weird draft again, I feel like, from them with the Nyx and the tree, but I feel like Nyx allows you to protect thing in your draft that the hero good. Navi, again, comfort, and V2 in much more comfortable position on a PL than on an ant team. He is the illusion man.
Yeah, and it's certainly a fast way to be able to bring
30
down the
seconds to
Medusa. Navi to roll up into Extremum here. Oh, what an impale though. Lands onto 2. Doesn't quite clip Roger there, but Melojule managed to hit and get a very big shield, but it may not be enough. He's taking so much magic damage. Fairy Fire's gonna go up, but he's got nothing left in the tank. That's needed one more hit, but Iceberg, he lost vision of him, and it's Iceberg who's gonna go down first, giving away the first blood. Oh, he's wanna fly, has the Ion Shell on him, so it's not looking great for him either. Navi are gonna lose 2. Extremum managed to pick up not just the blood, not just 2 kills, but they're going to get the 2 bounties at top lane and a 3rd one at bottom. Well, no, they're actually going to get 4 bounties, aren't they? Ah, damn. 4 bounties and 2 kills and a 3rd kill as well? What?
Oh my god. Okay. I mean, almost getting first blooded on Melo, but a Fairy Fire clutches, saves him, and then his team kills 3 people. Cooldown from the Nick. Goes back up. All right, well, that's one way to start a game. Who got all the kills?
Yeah, seriously. Up by over 1K. Nyx Assassin from G. Shout out to Kyle, though, for recognizing instantly that was a true 2 tree and protect. Yeah, I'm trying to mix up my player in here. Yeah, Chu, who's played, I think it's like his 5th most played hero. A lot of tree and protector under it.
He's a very specialist kind of player. His certain heroes, if they're there, they're going to pick it. tree, his Elder Titan, even his Willow at some point, I believe it was one of his other really popular ones. So, and he knows exactly what to do on this hero. See the way he's playing the lane, he cuts it for Shashlo, and he's gonna.
Bird pulls back into the tower range. Only one shot though. Step back.
Good lane for Iceberg again this game. They're definitely setting him up for success. And again, they can do the same rotations as last time because they have the Enigma in the off lane. That's why they opened with it. First Spirit Enigma. Roger can look to punish the lanes as bottom shoot. Finds always want to fly playing on the side. Look, always want to fly has to be very careful how he does play on those sides there with Stream. You're gonna get walked down very easily. Play in the lane.
Vacuum into the nature's grasp is a combination that I hadn't thought about, but
It's actually nice.
one that's going to be feeling pretty rough to play against.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. Definitely, I like it a lot.
I feel like that's what we've been seeing from a lot of Darkseer combos lately. No one's going Surge. Everyone wants to go Ion Shell, level 2 Vacuum, and they make some sort of combo play. Clockwork, I feel like, is the most common one we see. Cogs.
It's one of the most valuable level 1 abilities in the game. 100 damage, 60 mana. Sure, the cooldown's very long, but it's mana. It's a lot of damage, and it moves their position, so you get like 3 extra hits. Yeah, I love it. I love the.
Oh, nice kickback in the top lane. Roger rolls onto Nefrit, kicks him into General, who had the level 2 Eidolons up. Big kill for Navi.
And Roger's looking to actually not make the moves away too much, since this time it's a Nyx assassin in the 5 position. Can't actually secure the lane much at all. Death Prophet, on the other hand, before could actually contest and help a little versus Eidolons. Nyx can't, if anything, can protect Nefrit, but he'll have a much harder time this game.
Yeah, he got all that extra gold, 4 bounties, got 2 kills, got the experience for the kills as well, so we got a faster level 2. He's got a straight up Tranquil boost, but it probably doesn't feel all that good. You probably don't feel like you can actually challenge this.
Yeah, there he is able to clear out those Eidolons, but now he's out of mana, so the second set is going to be much more to take out. And it's going to be the same rush for General. And I feel like this game, I felt like last game, it was going to have some amazing impact for his team too, because he's playing versus the Medusa and he gets to that book 3 so early. But I feel like General sabotaged his own game pretty hard in the last. So I feel like this time around, we'll hopefully see him be a little bit more contained. A very different game that he's going to. They're not playing this 4v5. Hello. Very low. He might not even be able to go for the rune here.
He's gonna pop a Fairy Fire, but supports are coming in mass. 2 is low enough that he can't really contest bottom. It ends up being top where Roger may just hold it out. G's gonna come across.
Nice
Either
too.
way, it's certainly not gonna be picked up by Melojewel. Maybe body blocks, body blocks. Oh, he gets around it and he picks it up.
That was still some nice body blocks, but yeah, G's able to get it anyway. Melojewel not gonna be able to reset. He's still under a lot of pressure. He's doing good though. 25 last hits. He's losing the matchup, but it's a tough matchup for him. Pretty happy with that.
Bog, did you agree with Kyle's assessment of this breakdown of the Death Prophet versus Medusa lineup? Especially given how many buffs there are to the Death Prophet they're going to be in this game. Hold up, Josh Lowe looks like he's taking a little bit too much damage. The Living Armor's going to come in. They vacuum them into the roots there. Might be able to do a lot of damage even as the Darkseer is gone. Thinking, always want to apply. He's probably going to die here. Trade it out for the other one, but...
Oh, the Venom. Yeah.
As he tries to draw the neutrals over, ultimately V-Tune is chased out of lane, but he doesn't.
I've definitely seen similar to what Kyle is talking about, though, with the Medusas versus the Death Prophets. But if the Medusa does get to a point where she's pressured or behind, the Death Prophet can just eat you alive. And that's right. Look, he's not having an easy time. Look at him up top. He's just dead.
Yeah, he can't run. So he kind of stands and fights, and G does what he can. He's trying to kill the Eidolons as fast as he can, but another round comes up, so not a whole lot they can...
He's gonna have a really hard time recovering this. General, I mean, the book's already gonna be coming out in a second here, so that pressure, just like last time, it'll be applied very hard on the tower, and they don't have a Death Prophet to just nuke the waves and pull it away, or they're in tap the experience while Medusa It'll be a lot more difficult to make work as Melojul. He hits level 6 as Roger's rolling in. Roger
trying to get that haste rune, does manage to pick it up into his bottle. Let's see if he can turn this around. Melojul with some style here is going to try and bring down Roger, turning this 3v1 gank into a 2v3. They're managed to get one pick off, maybe another here. You can see if he wants to go for always one fly, especially now with the help of 2. He's going to run out. The last little hit is not going to be enough. He bottles up. The Thunderstrike won't kill him, and look, come back to make sure that Iceberg goes down. Big plays from Melojul.
It was literally the creep that gave him the level 6 is as Roger rolls, so he gets that opportunity. Now Roger's mad.
Okay. Did he just roll and kick? He just rolled and kicked the stone at him. Wow. All right. Don't tip Roger. Pull back. Always want to fly. There's that vacuum combo again. Boy, that looks really hard to manage.
I like this. I like this tree and this Darkseer. And did you notice the Darkseer's items too? Shashflow? Double null talisman. I've never seen that. I've seen the bottles almost exclusively for...
Oh, that's kind of interesting. 6% spell amp right there.
Chew. A little bit of regen. I mean, it's cool. Helps him stay in the lane. It's a different approach. It's making him do a lot more damage too, right? You get a slight little spell amp.
Yeah.
Something.
One thing I like about this Chew, this Treant Protector, I feel like you would have countered yourself with the old Living Armor, Phantom Lancer, Death Prophet, a lot of instances of damage, but that's not how Living Armor works anymore. Now it just gives you straight up armor and gives you a total amount of heal. So even better, I would say, in this case, when we're talking about the synergy of being able to buff up the Medusa and make it so that the Death Prophet doesn't feel comfortable man fighting there.
Yeah, I definitely. It's very good versus that exorcism and all that PL damage. Gate a lot of it. The mana burn, of course,
Dire's middle tower
that PL and everything, but yeah, it'll protect quite a bit. It'll be strong. A little worried because there's going to be the book 3, because there's always going to be the dispels, but general. And Roger.
Yeah, they gave him the Ion Shell, and he makes the rotation, comes over, gets a fast kill, but Iceberg is there with the rebuttal. He's going to be able to bring down Chew. It's going to be forced away by the Stone Gaze, but Iceberg certainly not in any danger. And they can still maybe poke a bit here. Yeah, that's going to force Nefrit to TP out. G, going to do thing here. Oh, jeez. He was actually going to die there for a second. He gets away. And ultimately, they'll probably take this top tower.
Nice rotation by Iceberg. That's a big kill they get on Chew as well. Shubash was level 3 minutes. Ridiculous, but he does go down. He's going to be healing the tower up, so he's going to slow down the foot a little bit to give the Medusa.
Radiant's middle tower is under
free
attack.
farm in the jungle for now.
Dire's top tower.
As soon as that tower does go down, they're going to look to invade. And but Melojul, he wants to
Radiant
keep slowing it down. If they can keep it alive any longer, it will get full healed.
They see the rotations, and they're going to call it. They're not going to commit to finishing up this tower, and said probably going to get full healed.
I think they got to commit to make the next move again up there anyway, though, pretty soon. I don't think they want to just let him heal it up. General definitely wants to continue applying pressure with the rotation. Roger about to hit level 6, and then he wants to head up there. I think he has to. He wants to clear this whole camp, get level 6 and down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, so my question is, without Exorcism, do you think they can win a team fight in this top lane? If Extremum plant heroes up here, Melojul's go for the bounty rune. He sees General. The initiation on him. They're going to get the impale follow-up, but he is now silenced up and doesn't really have a good way out of this one, General. Not going for the black hole there, and as a result, nope, Melojul still goes down. The Crypt Swarm comes up quickly. The cooldown very low, and I had to say, the animation feels fantastic for Crypt Swarm. Oh my good.
Absolutely. It's so nice, and with this kill, that might be enough for them to
Radiant's middle
contesting
tower
it. Chew, he's going to try to heal it a little more, but let's see if they do want to look to make the move. They're actually, okay, they're smoking G with the Vendetta. They really want to hang on to the tower as long as possible. I'm guessing themselves. So all of Navi did reset, and they've moved themselves out of the lane.
Dire's middle tower is under
Navi's actually,
attack.
okay, doing maybe a heads-up play here, going behind enemy lines, perhaps. ward down, just be able to watch the Medusa and the rotation from that Void Spirit.
Gee, it's
And they'll
about
actually
2
bring up the
seconds
yell.
too late to pop that smoke.
He had a read. He knew something was up.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under
And he
attack.
probably still has a read. They've got to be up here. If nobody's in the
Radiant's middle
triangle,
tower is
of
under
all
attack.
places,
Dire's
like
top
triangle's
tower
always
has fallen.
populated with somebody. Nobody's there. They got to be making moves up top lane, it seems.
Always want to fly, tries to set up the gank for mid with the glimpse play, but Melojul has a nice Aether Remnant scouting the tree line, so he to get away. And Roger cancels the TP, so continues to look to pressure top. It's the book. And that's still just the book 1 for. Pressure being applied though on both
Radiant's
fronts here as
courier
top
has
and
been
mid
killed.
are getting faded quite hard. Does
Radiant's
snipe
bottom
onto
tower
V's
is
courier.
under attack.
I think he already picked up his items from it. It was on the return. Nonetheless, the bolt.
TP's out, goes to the bottom of tier 2, doesn't hit all the way.
Mid lane.
Roll in, the sounds follow up. Iceberg's gonna get on top of him with the Spirit
Dire's
Siphon,
middle
but
tower is
Iceberg
under attack.
still not picking up a level of his
Dire's
silence
structures
himself.
are
I kind of
fortified.
would have liked to see that against a Void Spirit.
Yeah, me too, honestly. Especially when like Earth Spirit's his is always low. Like you're not gonna max. So it's always gonna take time. Yeah, it doesn't have a single point. It's relying on Disrupted. Always want to fly to get in, but if he had the 3rd point, maybe. But wanted to help out Thunderstrike. No missing a kill.
I've also found that very often that extra level in Spirit Siphon doesn't change that much. I feel like the recharge is a lot to work. General, it's going to be pulled back in here to G. They have the wall. That's enough to slow him down and make sure that the intel definitely lands. Shotspeed's got to be a little bit careful. Oh no! The Ion Shell kills the melee Necronomicon warrior, and G going to be caught inside the kinetic field. So an exchange well worth it for General. They immediately smoke up and start
have the ward.
moving with an invasion.
They have the ward. They saw Nefert for a second.
They don't have glitch.
Absolutely everything.
They are going to get the roll in with the Static Storm. No opportunity for a Stone Gaze. Big kill for Navi as they are picking up the pressure and applying it heavily.
Dire's middle
Extremum.
tower is under
Fortunately, they still have the Train Protector that can help this mid tower alive, but we'll see if they could just kind of all in it right now.
The Deuce actually did not have Mana Shield on. Twice. So quickly. So I thought maybe they had a little bit of time. Towards the way, General.
Missing the initiation on his General. General impale, and it's on to 2 as Roger rolls headlong into it with the Ion Shell doing some serious damage. That's going to be 2 quick kills. The silence on Melojul, but he's going to be okay. Shotslow with the run. He's going to be pulled right back by the Glimpse, so they should be able to get the pick off on him. The Hooded Defiance is actually making him rather tanky here, and if anything, Extremum with the Stone Gaze popped up. They pull him back in with the Void Spirit, and Roger, he goes right into that fight, gets the Magnetize off, but that might not even kill Shotslow here, as the tick is not going to be enough. He stays alive. That's a dieback for Roger.
Extremum just very good about making sure they hold these towers. Navi over pushing their limits a bit too far there. Even trying to get some quirky plays with this Death Prophet,
Radiant's
just trying to
middle
force
tower
it, but
is under attack.
everyone just shows up on Extremum again and again. G just on point with his impales. Again, a 2-man. Yeah, Navi just not ready to really fight B2, and he needs some more time. He went for the Hood first, as we've seen a lot. Now he has the Fusel. And that last fight, it was not his time to shine yet.
Love that bit of synergy there with the Void Spirit pulling and very similar to like Axe or something like that, forcing you to actually look into the Stone Gaze. Very nice. Plenty of Coddle. That was best combo. Quite well here, and would it be wrong to say, Fogged, I feel like Navi is definitely showing a bit of a weakness here. I like their play
Radiant's
better
bottom
in this
tower
game
is
1.
under
That
attack.
fast move where they caught Nefrit was really cool after just fight top, but it does feel like they crack a little bit when you play this heavy defense around towers. They take some fights that are a bit messy.
Radiant's bottom
Not
tower is
not very
under
well
attack.
advised, let's say.
They're just, it's full-blown aggression from Navi, really.
Yeah.
They push it too far almost every time, it feels. Especially today, they've been a lot more disciplined in most of their games when they get their heroes. Maybe they're feeling a little bit a little bit off the foot because people gotten to see them so many times now, and they're having to play this different style, this Earth Spirit plus the Nyx style, which maybe it's tripping. They do have this good timing though. Book 3. Earl does have this finish already, and this is a big timing for them. Fusel, Hood, Book 3, Yule's also an Iceberg with a Haste Rune. Not quite level 12 on this Death Prophet, but they can now swing Extremum jungle. It might not be able to. PL is gonna take over the fight.
Push through with the Necro 3s, D-ward everything.
Yeah. Get the whole high ground advantage too, so the fight will be dictated on your pace. It's going to be a lot harder for Extreme to fight into PL, who's actually completely ready to fight. Double ion shells are ready though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tree Protector. The living armor, it's forcing Navi to commit to these tower pushes, I think, a lot more heavily than they would want to. Normally, you'd just be able to, like, okay, throw the Eidolons and the Necronomicon units at the tower, do a bunch of damage, and you'll kill it the next push, the next round as well. But nice initiation from Roger. G gets a little bit too far. He goes over the other side of the river. They're going to make their full initiation, though, and Ketch always want to fly, but it's a little bit awkward there with Static Storm. Iceberg going in. He's got a Haste Rune after all. He's going to force Nefrit to turn and do something here. Does he have a TP? He doesn't have a TP. He does have a bunch of wand charges, and the living armor heal is doing a lot for him, but Nefrit might just die here as Iceberg is going to stick on his tail. Still got the Yule Scepter, a little bit more Spirit Siphon, the last bit of damage. Oh no, 90 HP is what he's going to survive on. Fortunately, Iceberg seems good as Chu quickly get gobbled up by B2, surrounding him with all these illusions with the Diffuser Blade. Impale goes out on the General, thinking about making this play. They're going to go for it with the Vendetta. G trying to run him down, but now it's Extremum's turn to get a little bit too aggressive, searching for kills that they cannot get. Navi with a big team fight behind the tier 1 towers. Maybe that's one way to do it. Don't fight around the tier 1, fight around the tier 2.
V-Tune was on the high ground for 10 seconds as well, just watching from the cliff, and then as soon as he shows up there, they all have the Delta split. Melojoul even also getting chased out all the way by Roger, and it ends up dying. While the chase is happening mid on the Dusa, on the bottom right side, he was getting forced out. A commanding fight by Navi, just starting to show that power when PL turns up, V-Tune turns up versus this fight. He's a monster. There's not really great solution. Phantom Lancer, he's really starting to snowball. Saw this the other day from him as well, just versus very little counters of the PL.
V-Tune specialty. Send.
Yep.
Give him those, like him and what is his name now? Nightfall? The illusion, the young guns of CIS being illusionists.
Yeah, oh, Epi Kid, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Actually, Epi Kid the other day, maybe I did confuse the two of them for a second.
Shoshla, get off the wall, Replica. He knows he's in trouble, so just fight around your wall as best he can. It's a good try, good attempt. He was hoping to be able to at least kill Always Want to Fly, but ultimately, what does happen is he dies, and now his wall is on.
I feel like that hurts them a lot in the fights. I feel like this wall is actually going to be extremely significant versus that PL. It's kind of their only, their only counter. Have your own PL yourself. These aggressive wards, they already have an idea what effort is. Immediately start to chase. They're bringing the PL, V-Tune. He knows he can show up to all these fights. He has no risk of really dying. You don't have the controller damage for him. He will eat Nefrit.
No, this is very conserved. I mean, we're at that point where he has a ton of illusions, but they're still kind of low on HP. But Nefrit doesn't really pump out a ton of damage just yet. So it feels like Nefrit's just going to get outscaled, where you're going to get that big HP increase on the Phantom Lancer. I don't know what you nowadays. I don't know if you still go heart like you used to, or what that item is. But I feel like that's the end game right there. Is Juicer will no longer be able to play against that unless you're super far ahead.
Yeah, I totally agree. It'll likely be that heart choice, and they don't have the damage to deal with it as is. When he has heart, Nefrit has to build defensive too. He's queued up the BKB because of this mana burn and just the crazy amount of spells that Navi does have. It feels like he needs it, and that's gonna hurt him because then he's literally gonna have. They're gonna have absolutely nothing to do. The heart's already queued. He's gonna have the mana to finish it up, and he's gonna go. And Navi starting to get very good footing.
G's gonna go for the shard, as most Nyx do. Better scouting and playing that front line We also saw the Aghanim Scepter almost done for the Darkseer, so we're going to have that just another big buff, being able to have the extra charges as well as the 350 health.
I kind of would have liked G. He hasn't committed yet, but if he can, I'd like him to try to get the blink. He has Darkseer on his. It makes the whole combo work and just make it so much easier for you as he fails. He's also playing versus Enigma, so then he can use it himself to stop the black holes. He's the 5 position, so it's hard to find that farm, but definitely would like to see that.
Help him stop the black hole as well, right?
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay. Well,
Dire's
have
top
anything?
tower
I mean, the
is under
down part of
attack.
the Train Protector pickup,
Radiant's
great for
middle
defending
tower
these
has
towers,
fallen.
but it only really feels good if you have the
Radiant's
superior
bottom
late game,
tower
right?
is under attack.
Like Navi, not only are they actually out of towers, but when it fails like this, V2 just backs up and can farm it.
Just getting more out of the map, moving EXTREMUM around too. And this PL, he's really is the king of the game. He supports. It's gonna get harder and harder for either G or EXTREMUM to do anything. As now Joshua left alone up top.
Death satisfies invisibility.
Quite see how he ended up in those tree areas.
Yeah, maybe it was just ion shelling the waves from the tree line or something. Up and got caught. Not sure. I didn't start of it either.
It just sucks that Navi are so easily able to kind of force the commitment out of EXTREMUM. They're like, oh, we're going to hit this tier 2 tower, right? And all of EXTREMUM moved to be able to defend. And as a result, Navi get to play a super farm efficient game where V2 pushed out the mid lane. You know, they're hitting jungle and top area as well as triangle. And now they have enough opening for them to be able to take this Roshan. So now we can get some real commitment from this Phantom Lancer, potentially take even more real estate. It's I think it's about to get real dark in here.
Yeah, the map control from Always Want to Fly and Navi has just been really nice. Once they started feeling like they got any type of lead, the ward coverage and everything, they see everything that EXTREMUM's trying to do as G up top. The carapace off, and we'll be able to do this. But they're just able to watch everything from EXTREMUM. And EXTREMUM, it feels like it's a Medusa game, but even more so this time around because Melojule's having this tough time on the Void Spirit, so it's just absolutely everything about this Medusa with nowhere near the same amount of buffs. No one to carry a Solar Crest. He's just got an Ion Shell and Elevate, which aren't the most effective.
$15-16, a 2,000 net worth lead for Navi, but more importantly, got the carry
Dire's
match.
top tower has fallen.
Yeah, and
Radiant's
the
bottom
Iceberg.
tower is
The
under
Iceberg's also
attack.
farming really well in this game too, and he's got this BKB so early on. There's nothing really to counteract him. If he's BKB running in the fights, it full counters EXTREMUM, and then he can just get right on top of this Medusa. PL matchup, and it's also just they're getting so much on everything.
Does manage to find an opening for Melojule to finish off that Disruptor. Iceberg tries to come in extreme though. You can see even after a pickoff like that, they can't even like, okay guys, let's push the creep wave over the river. Like, nah, they gotta back up. As they're still fighting into an Aegis of the Phantom Lancer.
It is pretty crazy how all their lanes are forced in so much when they're the team with Darkseer and Tree. Like usually these heroes are pretty good at dealing with split push, but Navi just force hitting it too hard and forcing these fights. Like you said, making them move around the map is 5. V2 already starting to burn some of Zephyr's mana. Now the book on him too. He has the BKB.
They're saying we gotta fight sometime here, boys. Then they're gonna go for the bounty runes here on the triangle. They're gonna try and pull back Iceberg. Iceberg though, he didn't get hit by the Remnant. The Void Spirit missed out on that one, hitting a Necronomicon unit instead. The Silence not quite there in time. He does manage to get them Stimulate shortly after. Pull back onto Nefrit. Short amount of distance, but still enough to get him inside the Static Storm. The Kinetic Field around him. The Black Hole going off as well. They know all of EXTREMUM have retreated, so they say this is a free Black Hole, and they're absolutely correct in that. Now the roll-in is, barely. He's right in front of Shotslow. If he'd actually nailed him with that boulder, pretty sure the Darkseer would have died as well. But as it is, even just the carry means Navi have free reign of the bat.
Oh man, these fights just are not going to get easier at all too. Every time that now that he has committed for BKB, they're aware of it. That's exactly how they're going to kick off all the fights. So he has to really hide on this instant now and let the other heroes really frontline for him and protect. He shows they're going to poke him, they're going to force the BKB and just do this kind of dance every fight. Extremum have to be prepared for them to poke and prod him. They have to either like full commit when they are poking and prodding, or just have a better way to fight around it and just not easy.
And that's where your like faster blink dagger for the Nyx assassin could have helped, right? In forcing the enemy team, if they're going to poke, actually make that a team fight that's gonna work for you. It's top. Yeah, like he sees the courier coming in. He tries to give the warning. Look out, Melojul. You're getting ganked up right now with all these couriers running up to top lane. But it looks like Melojul. Ooh, nice sidestep there. Doesn't get hit by the boulder. Roger had an idea. It wasn't a bad idea, but slightly off there. Nefrit. Oh, Nefrit. He's going to have to pop the Stone Gaze here. Burned out of all this mana. The Phantom Lancer looking to commit even still. Might be able to reach him. Vacuum pulling him back away from the Medusa. Nefrit's going to be okay. Shotchlo still has a surge. They're all fine, but still.
He's under attack.
It says so much that this Medusa, she's always running away.
And they can't make any aggressive moves themselves because I feel like Melojul is actually the only one who can make the aggressive moves now. Nyx, sure, G is a monster on his own, but he doesn't have a partner in this game. Melojul is just unable to actually make those type of moves. And Nefrit, at least he held his BKB when they did go on him there. He actually did not. But does at least still have that 9-second fight, but the map control is just getting better and better for the side of Navi. And Chewy, he's getting like this blink and he's getting this farm on this trade, but I'm not feeling what it's going to contribute. Maybe we'll see just a vacuum overgrowth meteor hammer and it'll change everything we're talking about, but have yet to see it.
But it seems like a bit of a
Dire's bottom tower
not rooted
is under
in reality, considering the fact they do have so many ways to stop that combination with all these silences. Got from their 2, 4, and 5 position.
Yeah, it could catch them off guard though, right? Like if he sees G, or if he sees Iceberg overcommit with and he pops BKB on this Death Prophet, and they get a Stone Gaze, they blink, they overgrowth, they can actually do some decent damage inside of the fight. We'll see how he is able to make it. Still a very uphill battle for them, and I still am very curious who's going to deal the damage versus this Heart PL who's just finished it. But they will have at least some type of follow-up and setup in the fight. I think this PL is just going to, maybe even if everyone else dies, I think B-Tune's going to
working towards a butterfly. Traditionally, Phantom Lancer doesn't like building MKB, but when you're this far ahead, boy, rough. When you're this far ahead, I don't think Phantom Lancer Butterfly's not going to be the biggest power spike in the world. He's going to be part Scotty.
Yeah, he's going to be, he's already at kind of critical mass versus this lineup of Extremum is they just don't have the damage to deal with him at all. And at least the one fortunate thing they do have is the wall. I see he only put 1 point in it though. Get that level 14 points because that might be the best counter versus the PL just himself.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Heart finished up. Navi, they look at the bottom half of the map. They say, okay, there's tier 1 and tier 2 still there. Pretty much free real estate, free gold there for the taking. Make kind of an efficient move to cut mid, cut bottom. Take those towers without giving up like too much map control to Extremum. Extremum, meanwhile, are going to play and get some sort of advantageous setup here. Navi.
They've got a read. Navi's got a read of where this is going down, though. They think the whole swing on the right side, nobody shows up. They're going to now swing onto the high ground, perhaps, just to get some information. They will. They're going to see. Nobody else is up here, and now they know exactly where Extremum is going to set up all around that tower. Extremum going to full bail as soon as that ward does start getting taken out from Navi. Don't lose a decent little dance coming out.
Might still be able to take this tier 1 tower with Screen Protector, but yeah. Everyone else backed away as soon as they saw their ward being dewarded like that. You know, their retreat is kind of being cut off, and the only way back is...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And look how Navi with this
Radiant
swing.
structures
Look at the
are
coverage now of the
fortified.
map. They have all the information. Leaving Extremum's base, it's going to be telegraphed completely. Navi's going to know every single time when they go to set up. They got to try to get the D wards out here.
Radiant's
They
top
will be at least
tower
able to
has
finish this
fallen.
tower. Chu might get caught now though.
Got G with them, so maybe they can pop. Always want to fly real quickly. Melojul makes it a lot easier with that silence, but now, can they get out without being sandwiched?
Oh.
Oh!
Nighttime.
Oh no! Shotflow, he's been caught on the other side of the map. Again, is going to draw the wall. They do have the overgrowth. Shotflow is probably still going to take out, but maybe they can fight this since they know there's not a whole lot of heroes around this area. They're going to be able to pop the Earth Spirit, but the real Phantom Lancer is already playing the edges. In fact, he's tempted to go back in. He's got some help coming down the river here. He's going to chase after him. The smoke goes off from G. It's immediately broken. His V2 already had the charge onto him. Sees him again.
How strong he is.
Very, very strong. He's going to go for the kill on a G. The Stone Gaze is not going to stop that.
And he actually got, I mean, he actually forced the Stone Gaze as well. That one from Nefra was very defensive. Now 80 seconds where they're not going to have it. Navi might just force the issue here. The lanes aren't in a beautiful position though, but mid is actually kind of pushing it. And they do have a catapult wave. They might look to swing over there with fresh level 18 on the Death Prophet. So the Ghosts at the ready. Yeah, no Stone Gaze, no Train Protected ulti, no wall now. I think you can full commit.
What about the fact that Roshan?
That is a good point. Yeah. But we don't know just yet. Send some couriers to go scout it. But I think that they can apply pressure and just keep them trapped inside their base for the next.
Just do that like safe kind of push where you know, okay, we're not really going to take a team fight here, guys, but we're just going to force them to sit in their base. We're going to get a courier into Roshan. As soon as that's up, we can go ahead, run back, maybe.
If they, I think they can. I think they could honestly just force the issue. But if they want to be safe, yeah, just back up for when it does come up. Because that V2 and I think V2 and Iceberg actually get up front line and just hit the base. There's gonna be so much time for this gaze and everything ready, and they can't do anything without their top. They're just gonna have to walk.
Oh, that's absolutely true. Without wall and Stone Gaze, it's like they need every single one of their abilities to make that big combo you're talking about to have a chance to fight. That Diaz is definitely not. It all just depends on exactly how safe and disciplined Navi want to be. They want to go for the 99% safe play, back up and do Roshan. You want to go for the 90% safe play, take a little bit of risk for maybe a faster game. Definitely hit that high ground if you want.
If it's the Navi that we saw from the last game too, I think they were so aggressively. But this time they definitely took the pedal off the metal a little bit here, and they've been a lot more disciplined. General, much better game for him. 5-2 and 8. Didn't go for the BKB again, but went for very protected. And he's just the way that he's played. I've just watched him this time around. He's not leading the charge into the letting Roger throw his life away instead of himself.
I was gonna say that same thing. It didn't feel like he was playing. He was trying to make that territory play where he's going, I'm gonna make the map smaller by planting myself over here. Felt like he was more often than not letting somebody else lead that charge. More often than not playing around his team rather than solo playing in an area and being like, this is my map.
Yeah, he's like I'm a Beastmaster, but no, I'm not.
Yeah, you're a Beastmaster, but like your kill power comes with heavy commitment. Beastmaster, you know, you roar, you've got the extra movement speed, you can run away and let your Necronomicons do the dirty work, you know? Enigma doesn't have that same kind of play.
So it's a full commit when you go in.
Seeing all kinds of stats pop up that all pretty much the same. Navi has control of this game. They've been the one for map control. They've the Roshan bounties getting picked up a few times, which has led to the Phantom Lancer getting way far out in the head when it net worth, and as a result, he's just able to take up more and more of the map because he's getting stronger and stronger, and Extremum's running out of damage to be able to deal with.
Yeah, they just will not have it for a very long time. It's like the next two items for the it's gonna have to be Butterfly and into Rape onto the mid. I mean, that'll satisfy a little bit, but I still don't even think that's enough. It's not enough just himself to get out. Yeah, it's a very uphill battle for Extremum. I wonder what happened to Chu. He's been gone for quite some.
Hopefully, hey. Vital eggs.
I did see that too.
What happened to protecting the trees?
As long as you don't use it, he's already walking over the tree. Doesn't have to use it. Speedy. I mean, that's actually good. I've been looking around at the neutral items. He's really liking the... I mean, everyone loves the Quicksilver amulet so much.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like with Medusa, it doesn't seem that phenomenal. You have 2 passives.
Yeah. Got that that Mystic Snake that I guess you usually throw out at the start of a fight, but...
The projectile speed and the animation is definitely massive, but I mean, that keep look.
Feels like all the new items are a bit overtuned.